A recent move by Michael Jordan and Caitlin Clark has shocked the sports world when they offered Sophie Cunningham a $27 million Nike contract. She was shocked when the greatest basketball player of all time combines up with the most stunning female player to change someone's life. You know something remarkable is happening. Sophie Cunningham, a seasoned WNBA player known for her tenacity and diligence, is called to a meeting. She expects a typical discussion about the plays or team tactics for the next season. Then Michael Jordan shows up. The rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, who has been adding to the sports world, is just behind Michael Jordan. Sophie's reaction when they told each other the news was quite priceless. Nike gave $27 million. That's more than most WNBA players have experienced throughout their whole careers. That we are talking about wealth between generations. The kind that changes not just your life, but also your family's future for many years to come. But there's more to this tale than just one man receiving payment. Music, it's about women's basketball finally getting the support and attention it deserves. And it was made possible by Michael Jordan, who founded Nike's basketball dynasty. For years, WNBA players have received unequal treatment when it comes to endorsements, while NBA players have contracts worth half dollars. Most WNBA players are lucky to make a few thousand per year to end sponsorships. It has irritated me to see talented female athletes work just as hard but earn significantly less than their male counterparts. Sophie Cunningham is aware of this problem since being chosen by the Phoenix Mercury in the 2019 NBA draft. She has proven to be a reliable three-point shooter and a player who contributes intensity every night. The previous season, she scored 8.2 points per game and made 37.8% of her shots from beyond the arc. Excellent numbers for any team, but being a great basketball player hasn't always translated into a lucrative endorsement agreement. Sophie may have some local sponsorships and a contract with a smaller sports firm, but nothing that would make you rich. Then Caitlin Clark entered the picture and changed everything, declaring that women's basketball was ready for prime time. Clark did more than just sign with the WNBA. The door was kicked down by her. More people than ever before started to watch her game. Suddenly, those who had never watched women's basketball were paying attention to see what all the hype was about. When Nike discovered this, they realized they had been sleeping on a gold mine. Clark was drawing TV numbers that were comparable to men's games, selling out venues, and creating social media buzz that marketing executives could only dream of. Few female basketball players to have ever been able to sign a contract with Nike that reportedly included plans for her own signature shoe line. At this time, Michael Jordan comes into play tonight. In addition to being a retired athlete who hoards money, Michael Jordan is still heavily involved with the Jordan and Nike brands and has a keen interest in women's basketball. The entrepreneur who revolutionized athlete endorsements wanted to be involved when he noticed that women's sports were becoming more and more popular. Jordan and Clark have been discussing how to make women's basketball better. They both came to the conclusion that paying only one famous person was insufficient. The entire sport required leveling up. Sophie Cunningham's name was then brought up. Despite being on different teams, Sophie and Caitlin had developed a close relationship. Thus, Jordan and Clark made a proposal to Nike. They wanted Sophie to be a part of the new wave of women's basketball endorsements. Not a small issue, but one that would attract media attention and show other businesses the worth of investing in WNBA players. Negotiating must have been exciting. Receiving $27 million for a role player is remarkable, but Jordan's involvement was substantial, and Clark's fame lent it further credibility. She was essentially saying, "This is my league, these are my co-workers, and they should be paid." When they told Sophie, it was reportedly an emotional meeting that it was difficult for her to believe at first. The agreement includes cash as well as marketing campaigns, signature apparel, and opportunities to grow her brand globally. We are talking about Sophie Cunningham's potential for fame, and Nike's investment in Sophie is a message to other companies. You don't have to be the biggest celebrity to be worthy of a high income. Role players, veterans, and those who keep teams cohesive are all important. This could help a lot of other players that have been overlooked for far too long. Think now how important $27 million IS to Sophie Cunningham. The highest wage in the WNBA is roughly $200,000 per year. Even if Sophie played for 10 more years at the maximum wage, she wouldn't make nearly as much as she would with this Nike contract. This sum is intended for retirement. This will provide long-term financial security for your family. There have been rumors that other companies are reevaluating WNBA players. How much would Adidas, Under Armour, or New Balance be willing to spend on other athletes if Nike is willing to spend $27 million on Sophie Cunningham? The market opens all of a sudden. For the Indiana Fever, having a player with this kind of endorsement deal is crucial. It increases the team's overall visibility. Free agents may become more interested in a team whose players have received substantial sponsorships. The implications for the entire world are also fascinating. Music, Nike is a global brand, thus this deal likely presents opportunities for global marketing. Sophie has the ability to represent women's basketball both domestically and internationally. In regions where women's basketball is still relatively unknown, such publicity has the potential to increase the game's viewership abroad and draw in new supporters. This story is made even more complicated by Michael Jordan's involvement. This person changed how players perceive endorsements. His Air Jordan collection set the standard for athletic branding. Caitlin Clark deserves a lot of praise as well. She might have only focused on her personal wealth and business. Instead, she's adopting a broader perspective and using her contacts to help other gamers get paid. That kind of rising tide lifts all boats mentality is necessary. For women's sports, the WNBA's future operations could be drastically changed by this deal. If players are able to make a substantial amount of money via endorsements, this could have an impact on discussions concerning collective bargaining agreements and pay caps. The league may need to adapt to a new reality where player compensation is largely dependent on endorsements. For Nike, this is a smart long-term investment. Women's sports will only grow more popular. By getting involved and taking chances, they are positioning themselves as the business that backed women's basketball before it became fashionable. There is now pressure on Sophie to deliver. However, based on her career thus far, she is ready for it. Nike didn't pick a player at random. They pick an individual who embodies the values they want linked to their brand. Will comparable transactions occur in the future? Will additional former celebs follow Jordan's lead and invest? In women's sports, will Sophie's success encourage other businesses to take a chance on WNBA players? Basketball for women will never be the same, that much is for sure. When Michael Jordan and Caitlin Clark unexpectedly give someone $27 million, everyone take note. There, the topic changes. While practicing her jump shot, a young girl realized that her ambitions are far more valuable than anything anyone had ever taught her. The future is here, and it's wearing Nike.